Hey pen pals, this is Tom with Goldspot Pens, here again with another top 5 list of pens for August 2019. Let's take a look at the month that was in the world of fine writing. Alright, so in August we had a couple of the biggest pen shows in the United States, if not the world, in the DC Pen Super Show and the San Francisco Pen Show. Kieran and Sal were roaming around the DC Pen Show. I don't know if you guys might have stopped and got a chance to talk to them, but they were hanging out there. I regrettably was not there in attendance, either doing exhibiting or checking out all the awesome pens and people that are there. But maybe next year it might be in the cards for me. But speaking of Sal, he actually had also gone over to the National Stationery Show, which had part 2. As you recall, we did a series of videos back in February for the National Stationery Show. They had another one just this past August that featured a brand new line of pens from Retro 51, as well as from our friends at Jaffa, who also represent Monteverde, Conklin, Pineider, and so on and so forth. So that is one of the videos you could check out on our channel, and the Jaffa and also the Retro 51 video, as well as a introduction to stub nibs that we produced a little bit earlier in the month, as well as a video where you could actually see how a Lamy 2000 is made in Heidelberg, Germany. And we also took a look at one of the brand new pens that uses the new version of the Conklin OmniFlex nib, and that is the Conklin Duraflex Freedom. Alright, so before we get to the list, here's my quick disclaimer about our top 5. These top 5 pens are based on sales, likes, comments, and customer reviews on goldspot.com during August. This isn't my personal top 5 list or greatest of all time list. It's a list created by you, the fine people of the online pen community. Number 5 on our list is the Edison Pearlette in the new finger paints finish. This is a pen that is made in the United States. It's made in Ohio by the Edison Pen Company. They manufacture pens out of solid acrylic rods that are milled, polished, machined, tested, and tuned before any pen leaves the Edison Pen Co. factory. This is one of the newer finishes that came out in the Pearlette collection, along with another finish called Quantum. Finger paints is one of the most unique color patterns that we have, and it is quite colorful, to say the least. The Pearlette is kind of like a little bit on the more vintage kind of size. It's a little bit smaller of a size type of pen, similar to that of, like, let's say you would expect from like a Parker Vacuumatic or pens of that era. It's not a very large size pen, but it does post nicely and has a good fit in hand, I would say, for both men and women. The color, I would say, is approachable to both men and women and has a very vibrant and very colorful personality. So these are available with gold trim and available with either a stainless steel gold plated nib or a 14 karat gold nib as well. And these are number 5 size JoWo nibs, which unscrew and can also be replaced with other number 5 JoWo type nibs. So if you have like another fountain pen that does use that particular type of nib, this is what you would need. It's a number 5 size. We do sell them separately, so you could get like a stainless steel and then upgrade to gold later if you'd like. And they are cartridge converter, and the converter is also included with the purchase of every Edison pen. The reason why this is hit on number 5 on our list is that Edison really doesn't make a lot of new finishes. Edison's really been trying to keep up with the current demand for their products, so they don't really come out with a lot of new colors in their production model lines, and these are the 2 colors that came out for 2019, and they are quite unique and quite fun to enjoy. Number 4, as we talked about in the open, we have a brand new Conklin OmniFlex nib that is kind of labeled as OmniFlex 2.0. It's an improved version of the flexible steel nib that Conklin had originally debuted later part of last year. And one of the newest pens that feature this nib is the Duraflex Freedom, which was also released in conjunction with, well, actually it was a little bit later than, let's say, your 4th of July festivities and the moon landing that happened last month, but still carried the same sort of American pride theme behind it with its confetti red, white, and blue acrylic design. So these are solid acrylic pens all the way through and through, and you have metal threading that's here for the barrel, and then you have your chrome cap clip and some trim, and then you have, of course, the OmniFlex nib, which is not like your typical stainless steel nib. It has winged cutouts and a special design that allows it to be pressed with flexibility and create line variation. So this nib is not a general type of nib that a lot of manufacturers use. This is something that Conklin has as a proprietary nib on this pen that has, you know, some growing pains involved. It's not exactly the easiest thing to generate a brand new flex nib in the 21st century. There's a lot of tooling that's involved, there's a lot of testing, a lot of trying to get the feedback from the customer, figure out how they are using it, how much are they pressing into it, you know, what kind of inks they're using with it. So there's a lot of variables there that have to be worked out and then improved upon later on. And this OmniFlex 2.0 has shown the steps that Conklin has taken to make this a better nib and a better writing experience. So we did take a look at this pen in an unboxing video that we did of the Duraflex Freedom. So if you'd like to check out how this pen writes and how it flexes, take a look at that video. So number 3 on our list isn't really a new pen. It is a pen that has been around maybe like a year or so. It's been around for a while, but it got some love on this list because we did an awesome weekly dip special. It was a clearance price that really could not be beat, and if you missed out on it, sorry, but it is still on our clearance page, so that's why I figure it's worthwhile mentioning now, but it was at an even better price during one of the weeks in August. So this is the Schaefer Tyrannus Ferrari, and it is a hooded stainless steel nib. So it's a fountain pen. It's available only in broadpoint. That's the last nib size that we have of this collection, and it's done in a beautiful Rosso Corsa red, and it's a red lacquer over a brass body, brass cap, so it has a nice feeling, a nice weight in hand, has the Ferrari logo emblem that's attached to the clip here, along with the Schaefer white dot of quality, which Schaefer is known for throughout its entire history. So what's really truly unique about this pen is the grip section. It has a black lacquer and also has like a chrome sort of racing stripe that goes along here with the Ferrari imprint that is actually engraved or impressed upon that metal there, and then it leads to the hooded nib. So this is a hooded stainless steel nib. It's quite unique to the Schaefer line. There's no other pen that uses this nib. Unscrew the barrel off and you've got yourself a Schaefer converter that's in here, or it also takes the Schaefer ink cartridges, of which a black and a blue are included. So like I said, it is not a new pen. It is a pen that is on clearance, and we have a good amount of stock left, so you could certainly take advantage of a great price on this hooded stainless steel nib while you have the chance. Alright, so at number 2, I hope you don't think I'm cheating, but I'm trying to make sure that this list is only a top 5 list and not like a top 8 or a top 10 list. So these Retro 51 rollerballs have been quite popular, and with the addition of multiple finishes that have come out in their normal everyday line that was introduced at the National Stationery Show, we also still have our Retro 51 Skyline Tokyo that has been doing extremely well this month. But we figured it was also worthwhile noting we had a back-to-school edition called Old School, which was done in the style of a yellow school bus. And two of the most popular additions to the normal line of Retro 51 pens has been the Smithsonian Discovery, which is a numbered but not limited rollerball pen that is done in the Space Shuttle Discovery design. So very similar to how Retro 51 did the rockets, like the Saturn V rocket for Apollo 11, you have the Space Shuttle Discovery done in a rollerball. And then you have the Corsair, which is kind of follows the same vein as the P-51 Mustang that had come out earlier this year in both rollerball and fountain. And the rollerball has really taken off. We just received yesterday the fountain pen versions, which a lot of people have been waiting for as well. Beautiful designs, done extremely well and very loyal to the original, taking a lot of the design elements from either the space shuttle or the airplane that they are inspired by and taking them and converting them into pen form, which I think is what Retro 51's bread and butter is taking a theme and really being able to adapt it to become a pen that people could take a look at and know where that inspiration draws from. At number 1 on our list is a brand new brand called Narwhal Pens. We introduced these during the DC Pen Super Show weekend, and a couple of fellas by the names of Frank and Sam were heading up the table at Nautilus Pens at the pen show, and they had with them a whole bunch of different pens. We released them at the same time on our website in 4 different colors, and the first 20 people got crabs. This one here is called Poseidon Blue. These pens are piston filling fountain pens. The acrylic materials that are used are translucent, so you have a couple of the different finishes had varying levels of translucency. The blue one and I believe the green one had the most opacity to them, so you could still see them kind of through the light. You could see the ink inside, but the hippocampus purple and the yellow tang were more transparent, so you could really see the ink sloshing around the inside. These are piston fill model pens with a stainless steel fine point nib on it with the narwhal engraving on there, which actually Chris had masterminded, and we came up with all of the different characteristics of what we would like the pen to be, and we are working on a Model 2 per se, but it's actually just a new and improved version of this model, hopefully with a postable cap that's on there too. They were a big hit, and they continue to get some good feedback from the pen community, and we're eager to see what will happen when we get our newer and improved model, probably around in the middle of September. So definitely look out for that. So that was our top 5 for August of 2019. What to expect in September? Well, we've got Pelican Hubs, which is coming up. It's a worldwide event that is celebrated in many, many different cities around the world. If you haven't heard of it already, definitely look it up online. See if there's a hub that's going on near you. It will be on Friday, September 20th at 6 p.m. local time. So you would want to definitely check out if there is anybody that is hosting a hub that's near your city or within driving distance. I would definitely look at that, because that would be a great way to find some people who not only enjoy Pelican pens, but also enjoy just pens in general. You could find some new pen pals that way too. So you have September 6th is National Read a Book Day. And one book that I would recommend that I read recently was The Right to Write by Julia Cameron. And this book really kind of delves deep into the psychology of writing and a lot of the things that hold us back to prevent us from really truly expressing ourselves through writing, and trying to loosen up all of those lessons that we learned in that institutionalization that schooling gives us about writing, and how many sentences should be in a paragraph and so on and so forth. It really allows you to kind of express yourself a bit more and really understand who you are as a writer. So as you may know, fall is also starting on September 23rd. So besides the pumpkin spice lattes, you might want to break out a few of your different ink colors that are autumn related. So there's Diamine Autumn Oak and a few other colors that you could possibly throw into your rotation. That would be kind of cool to be able to write with. And also we have, like I mentioned before, the new batch of narwhals we're expecting in September, plus other retailer exclusives are on the way. So you might want to sign up for our email newsletter, because that's where you would find all the information that we would have in regards to that. Thanks to all of you that support Goldspot Pens by liking, subscribing, and placing orders on goldspot.com. We hope that you enjoy your Labor Day weekend, and as always, stay inky, my friends. Take care.